Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business and leave my business alone.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business Monday. I am your host, Travis.
And I'm Arletha.
And Mind Your Business Monday is brought to you by On Point Alliance, where we provide identity-related solutions through a diversified scope of services, with fingerprinting and background screening being our primary service. To learn more, visit us at onpointalliance.com, or you can scan the barcode.
All right, so we want you to tackle the week like a boss here with us and Mind Your Business Monday, and we are tongue-tied today.
What is it that you want to say? You want to say?
Ba, 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 ba. No, so we want you to tackle the week like a boss here with us on Mind Your Business Monday, your conference for entrepreneurial growth. We want you to level up your skills by learning from entrepreneurs who have walked in your shoes and want to share both their personal and professional leadership development. So if you like how that sounds, it doesn't matter if you're already in the game or just getting started. This is your compass towards success. So follow us on all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to click the notification bell.
Well, we got a great show planned for you guys on Mind Your Business Monday. We've been waiting for this since last Monday. Been waiting on this on this topic tonight. But before we get started, how was your Monday and your weekend?
It was chill and productive. It was good. I like it this way. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Very productive.
Okay, now for to tell the truth on her, y'all. It was something crazy.
What I do?
This girl was in such a frenzy about that Mike Tyson fight. I'm trying to tell you, I'm like, please, you get somewhere and sit down. He just gotta win, Travis. I just don't want to see him. Oh Lord, I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him get beat up. Oh Lord, I'm nervous. I'm like,
listen, this was the thing, okay? I just did not want to see him get humiliated. Like Ric Flair. The way they did Ric Flair, I didn't appreciate it. Like, I'm not even a big wrestling fan, but I'm big on respect. And they did not have to let him get dog walked like he was a chump. And in this society, some young people have no regard or no respect for elders or people who have paved the way. So to see him go out like that, I could have done without.
Yeah.
And I was just concerned. I'm like, I know this is an exhibition fight. They cannot let this man get dog walked by this boy. Okay? So I don't care how many millions of dollars, even if he's playing and he's okay with losing fight, because some folks do worse things for less of money. Some of y'all doing some damnable things for $20. And I ain't going to go into detail. Okay? But y'all folks do anything for some money. So I can't say that I would let somebody overpower me in a fight for $20 million. Yeah, long as I ain't embarrassed, I can walk away with some dignity. But the way they were selling it, y'all.
That's the thing.
Like the Mike Tyson that was in the training videos was not who was in the ring. But y'all know I always talk about go across the street and then look at it again. It explained why he was biting that glove. It was moments where he could have taken punches that he did not take, and he was doing some of the same moves from back in the day that he would have normally like went in. He did not, but you could see him going into the movement and held himself back. But the whole thing looked like, Jake took it easy on him. Well, Mike Tyson was taking it easy on him. Yeah. And I believe Jake had sense enough to not go all the way in the lion's den.
Because, I mean, he's trying to build a career. Yes. So it's like, what kind of a joke would he be if he got in the ring and got beat up by a 58-year-old? But see, this is the thing about it, people don't understand. It's not just your typical 58-year-old.
Yeah.
We're talking about Iron Mike Tyson, 58.
Yeah.
Okay. We ain't talking about your uncle. We ain't talking about your Uncle Willie who used to do some amateur boxing. We talking about Iron Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
whose brain and his whole setup is different. You know, the way to do anytime you gotta bite your glove to control yourself.
Yeah.
You know something.
And even him being in that corner and looked like he about to cry.
That was
in the
weirdest
moment,
thing.
it looked like, oh, he just want to go home.
He's like, but really just want to kill him.
Yeah, I believe that. So, like, playing it back, you know, social media investigators are the best.
They are.
Okay. And the way they chopped that thing up, and it was so many opportunities. And Mike Tyson, he held back too. So don't try to play it like,
that's
you
like,
know.
are you gonna do this again? Like, why did he say he was gonna do it again? Yeah, I do it again. I'll make an easy $20 million. You better know I'm Mike Tyson. I can make easy money like this.
Because I was looking at the legs, y'all. The first couple points, I'm like, oh, Travis, I ain't liking these legs now.
She's confirmed.
He looked like the Mike Tyson that was getting out the vehicles on all them videos. There he was. He did. And then I'm like, where's the Tyson that was in the training camp beating on the people in the ring in the back?
Yeah.
So I can respect the hustle. I appreciate they did not let him get humiliated, and even the score. You know, I can take all that because hey, somebody offered me $20 million. I'll probably let you I'll probably take a $20 million L too. So.
I don't care what y'all say. If I for $20 million, I would be keep my head to the sky. So
okay, listen.
Pop me upside my head.
Listen, Travis, if somebody offered you $20 million to pop me upside, I'm like, baby, listen, I need you to put some cotton balls in your jaw.
Listen.
Turn your head and let these folks pop me upside my head with this $20 million.
Pop me so hard upside my head, I go to the bank like this.
Listen.
like John with his phone. Shaking out my head.
Sure.
Listen.
So we ain't finna stun on the hustle now.
Nah. Just don't come my way. Don't come my way. Y'all
I was on the edge of my seat.
What Travis is all about.
It
If you don't want to get knocked upside his head for $20 million, hit me. But be shaking when
and it's funny, last thing. How they say, would you slap your mama? Baby, you couldn't pay me $1 billion to slap Janice Marie Robinson.
See, first of all,
honey,
why am I gonna?
Because that ain't finna go right.
First of all, why would I do something to get some money that I ain't gonna live to spend?
That part. Okay, no, okay. I'm good. I'll stay with the peasants.
Listen, we done almost done our little icebreaker there, but you still want to do it?
We can do one of.
Okay, we will do one. So we got a new segment called Who Knew? All right. So what we're gonna talk about now, we're gonna take this particular question. What's the most unexpected thing you've learned about your spouse's work since she became an entrepreneur?
What you learned about me?
Man, well, I don't even know if I can say before I knew you were an entrepreneur because you've always been, but your ability to multitask.
Okay.
Didn't always know it, but I seen it early on. Her ability to just do a whole lot of things at one time and do them well. Like, definitely not my superpower.
Well, since you stepped over into your inheritance, because he inherited,
I did.
I would say I just see you doing the things that you always shied away from.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing you thrive, and then we'll go into another environment and he'll be like, this needs to happen, that needs to happen, boo, boo. And you know how you have kids, you don't think they paying attention until you guys are in a particular situation. You're like,
right.
Y'all remember that? You gonna repeat what I said? So it's kind of like that. I know folks get sick of him. My wife and my wife business. My wife. So he wear them out with his wife. Yeah, so that's what I know about you. I get to see you implement. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So y'all listen, tonight we have a juicy conversation because last week Travis felt prompted to be transparent this week and talk about understanding your role as a husband versus a business partner. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And how can the two coexist? And how do you meet her needs by what she actually needs versus what you think she needs? So
because there's a difference.
There is a humongous difference.
And we're going to tie on it, but we right on time and right on schedule to do what we got to do. Hey, if you got a deadline, need those fingerprints done right now, we need you to know that On Point Alliance has availability within 24 hours. You heard it right, 24 hours. All you got to do is scan the barcode, or you can go ahead to the website, www.onpointalliance.com. Get yourself on the schedule so we can get you taken care of for those fingerprints. We do them for any reason, any state, including international. Okay? So go ahead and get yourself booked at onpointalliance.com. We also want to thank you guys continuously for the support of the book, The Secret Recipes of an Overcomer, how to overcome, how to, hear me now.
Overcome invisibility, overcoming the diagnosis, codependency, obesity, past trauma, sex addiction, loss of innocence, and a sheltered childhood. Those are the chapters in the book.
Got them all in there, guys. Recipes, our stories are the recipes. Plus, we got some good mouth-watering recipes in there as well. So go ahead and get your copy if you haven't. Christmas is coming. It'll make a great, great gift for a loved one or a friend. Special announcement, Ascension Magazine is a celebration of high-performing, multi-hyphenated women, trailblazers in the corporate world, and dynamic entrepreneurs driving significant business success. It's a platform that is dedicated to highlighting your incredible achievements, sharing your stories, and fostering a community of empowered women. Ms. Jacoy Pugh is the founder of Ascension Magazine, and Arletha had the privilege to be the chief editor of this first inaugural edition. On the cover, as you see, the actress, the entrepreneur, the author, Melinda Williams, her whole story is inside of this magazine. So you guys, hey, this is a great thing, and it's getting ready to blow up. It really
So
is.
you can go to the website or click or scan the barcode at the top of the screen, the one that has Jacoy's name on it, to learn more about Ascension. If you want to be a feature in the magazine for our next issue, or if you just want to join the community and subscribe to the magazine, you can get all that information there.
Advertisement as well, correct?
Yep. Advertisement and all.
All right, guys.
You
ready to do this?
You ready, Travis?
I think I am ready.
All right, guys, we have a special guest with us tonight. His name is Travis Kent. He is the son of Nanny Williams and the late, wonderful Travis Chester Kent Sr. Also, the sibling, oh, y'all got to give him a nice little bow. My husband, and we've been together 27 years. Married 24, in April will be 25 years. So he has experience and expertise at this subject matter. He saw, how long were your parents married?
26 years.
26 years, and you have other family members that were couples that were either managing a church. So he got to see marriages from different aspects.
Longevity.
Yes, longevity, all of that. So he is an expert at this subject tonight. So get your notebooks, get your husbands, get your wives, sit down with your notebook, and let's get busy. Grab your kids. All right, Travis. So the importance of understanding her needs is what we're going to talk about.
We are.
So being married to an entrepreneur comes with its own set of challenges and opportunities. Right? So one of the biggest mistakes husbands can make is assuming they know how to support their wives' businesses without taking the time to truly understand her needs. So Travis, let's talk about how a husband can support their wives' needs.
All right, good deal. So as she stated already, y'all know this is my area of expertise.
Yes, it is.
All right. So to successfully support your wife as an entrepreneur, you have to approach her business with the same care, the same attention that you deem important to you. That's the first thing. Now, this starts with studying her work ethics. You got to study her behavior, her patterns, her strategies. The key is to ask her, how do you best operate?
Mhm.
How can I enhance what you already doing? So instead of deciding how you think she should operate, which is something that I was guilty of, it's about being in tune with her rhythm and stepping in as a support and not a disruptor or a dictator.
And see, y'all, this was a space we really did have to learn to work through because the way my brain is wired, it may be extreme for some people, or it may seem like I'm over the top, or you always doing too much. He used to always tell me, relax, stop working, calm down. And it's like, for an average person, calm down is go and lay down and do absolutely nothing. Well, my brain doesn't shut off. And when I got 50,000 things to do, I'm not going to be relaxed even if I'm laying down. So I need you to learn me. Don't limit me to your capacity, right? Because what I'm doing seems like a whole lot to you, but it's not a lot for me. So asking me what do I need and not needing to or requiring me to have the action for every single thing, you know, that helps. Because I do, if you ask me, I don't know, I need you to volunteer sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what this reminds me of.
The key really was, and like I said, over the years, it really was a thing where I would come into, when I would have those conversations with myself after the clash and after the head, but like, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to help in this and the third. But understanding it really was a thing of me over the years studying you and learning what worked, learning what didn't work. And the easiest thing, guys, the easiest thing is to, those things that you're not sure that you know that she does a certain way, it's okay to ask. It's okay to ask, how do you want my assistance? You know, without having to jump in just, well, this the way I'm gonna do it because, you know, well, I'm the husband. Well, you're not the husband right now. You know, but it's like, excuse me, it's I can't stress the point enough about studying her. You can't be, a lot of times we can be self-absorbed because we're into what it is that we are doing, you know. And let me go ahead and do this real quick. Let me go ahead and do this real quick so I get this out the way. So if you come into it with, let me go ahead and do this real quick so I get this out the way, guess what? You're what I would call presently absent. You just arrived, but you're still not there. You know what I'm saying? So this part about studying her style, studying her work style, studying her behavior, this gets you into a pattern of where we move into now, where I share some other things of everything you hear me talk about tonight is because of the fact that I did this first thing. I started studying her.
It was something else you stopped doing or got better at doing. Baby, that's good enough.
Oh yeah.
Telling me what's good enough. I'm like, that Travis, please don't say that's good enough. That's good enough for you. It's good enough for me. And that's because you don't have the vision. You're not the one that's been thinking about this for however long.
Right.
And then you want it to go a certain way. And when something is off or shifted, for me, it's just a matter of fixing it. For somebody else, it'll probably be an extra 2 weeks for them. Don't tell me that's good enough because you know how I feel about that. Like, again, don't limit me to your limitations. So that was another thing we had to learn to get through and not make me feel like I'm doing too much.
Right.
Because that turns into an argument, you know, or why you not doing enough? Then that turned into an argument, right? So us literally vice versa for the wives. I know this episode is focusing on the husbands with the wives, but wives with type A personalities, type B personalities, for us to also consider them in their space and how do you bring the two together and so we can be harmonious and everybody gets what they want. You know,
that's the thing about it. You got to keep it in your mind that you're working together. And it's so easy. Those who have been in your relationships for a while, it's easy to get to a place where it's like you're accustomed to doing things for your comfort.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Your comfort
for your comfort.
Yep.
And then it makes you and don't take away from the fact that you're a wonderful person, you're a wonderful husband, you're a wonderful wife or whatever. But you being a lousy business partner because You haven't learned that when you show up to support, you're showing up to do just that. You're showing up to support. Now, I started off talking about studying her work style. That is actually one of three things or tips that I would give. The second one is, as I stated too, ask her what she needs. So communication is crucial. Don't assume. Don't assume. There's an old saying about people who assume. We ain't gonna say it tonight, but some of y'all know what it is. How can I support you this week? What what is it it's simple, yet it's a powerful question. And it gets rid of all of the hustle and bustle and the misunderstandings. Okay, so she may need you to listen without offering a solution, or perhaps she just needs help with logistics or brainstorming. That was one I would say the best things I learned. Good God in the morning. I learned, and this was kind of a double whammy because I'm not only serving as Olita's husband, but I'm as her pastor too. So it's like, okay, well, when you come in or whatever, okay, well, okay, then let's do this. And it wasn't about the telling her what to do, more so it was being that sounding board to allow her to say or share what it is that she was thinking, because a lot of times the answers that she needed was already in her. She already had it. She just needed me to listen. Right. So that's what you could do. Just be a sounding board. Don't come in with the I know everything.
Because it looks like you're trying to take over.
Right.
And it's like, I don't need you to take it. I just need your input is A, B, or C. That's it. Don't give me E, F, G, H, I, J.
Right.
Because I would have to explain all the inner workings of it for you to fully understand.
And now you gotta listen to all of that.
That you really don't want. So then when your body language change because you really don't want to listen to all that. Now I got an attitude because now you ain't paying attention to me. Why you act like you don't care?
Why you ask me if you ain't gonna listen? Right? Well, I was listening, but somewhere.
And it turns into something else, right?
Something that you didn't say it, and I didn't caught that one thing.
You're not listening.
And I didn't exit it.
Just forget it. Just forget it. Yeah, we say just forget it.
That's all. They don't really mean it. They don't really mean that. Some of y'all know that if she say just forget it, it don't mean it's supposed to be forgotten.
Yeah.
It means you got to work a little bit harder to fix what it is. So listen, y'all. Listen without giving the solution, and ask. Okay, just ask. It'll be so much better for you.
And especially meetings, husbands. If your wife is going into a meeting and she do meetings all the time, you already know. Let her be able to focus on her presentation, how she looks, how her hair is anything out of place. And you already know she like coffee or tea or water. She like a snack on the side. While she's doing it, just you asking those questions help settle into our space to be great. Just the fact that you ask and you're paying attention to what we like and what we need, and we didn't have to prompt you on something you do, we do every day. Just like when you come home or you even get hungry, we can look and tell it's about that time to feed you and start asking you certain questions. If you want this, if you want that, or whatever the case may be, or do you need something? We already know ahead of time, and you don't have to always ask us, because that's where resentment starts to get in. It's like, you don't volunteer that. You will do it if I ask you, but you don't volunteer. But I'm always volunteering to do something. That just caused a whole nother dynamic in your relationship.
See, and for me, it was just that, because when I started to think, first of all, let me just say this about myself. I've always been a sensitive person. And when I say sensitive, I don't mean like sensitive where any little thing get to me. When I mean sensitive, I mean I have always been attentive to people's feelings. Okay, I was raised in a house. I had sisters. Didn't like for their feelings to get hurt. That's just the type of person that I am. Okay, but what I started to understand concerning my wife when I started doing a little measuring here, and it would never actually tell. I said, we not even at all. She knew it, but I just wanted her to know that for me as a husband, that I do recognize that we're not even at all. There are things that she does that far surpasses. Some people say, well, y'all love each other the same. I'm just telling you, for me, I feel like with a lot of couples, that that woman's ability to do stuff. She's thinking about us when we're not even thinking about ourselves. That's what I found for me, is that she's always thinking about what it is. Even I don't care what it is that I do, what it is I think about doing. If I tell Arletha that I'm gonna do something, I want to do something, Arletha's getting ready to go so far ahead. Excuse me, she's going so far ahead to make sure that when I touch this thing, it's gonna be like nothing you ever seen. So I had to start thinking about that. Like, come on now. If I know she goes into a meeting and she's gonna be in that meeting sometime, literally, y'all, or either can be in a meeting for 2-3 hours. Why would I leave my wife sitting at a desk for 2-3 hours and I don't get up and go see or bring her water, bring her something because she hasn't moved? I don't need, do you need something? What do you think? She's been talking, talking for 3 hours, and you think she needs something. Just bring her something. Just get her set up to where she is good. Okay. These were things, not, and it wasn't that I was selfish. I was just used to be, or at least I've been this way all my life. I can be with myself. I ain't like when people say, I'm just so tired of being alone. I ain't never had no problem being alone. I just take myself to the show because she wouldn't go with me at first to the horror shows, and then I wind up stopping because she didn't bend. But if I wanted to go see a horror show, I had to go to the movies by myself. And I was fine sitting in the show by myself. Well, with myself, okay? I was with the Lord too, but I was with myself, okay? So it wasn't a thing about me being selfish, but I was just like, it was me. And it's like, wait a minute, it's not just you. You got a whole wife in there. So what you get ready to do? So we got to be attentive. And that's what it is that I learned throughout the years. Now it's clockwork. It's stuff that we're still working through, but for the most part,
I'm gonna say so myself. I would say, ladies, I had to take accountability for this, and then I'm gonna answer Kay's question. What was okay when we first got together 20-some years ago? The woman that I am today, my personality, my character, all those things, I'm different. I'm not the exact same person he married. So it was my responsibility to let him know what I require. About 2 years ago, I realized I never really required anything from him, like besides respect, and our arguments, we've always kept a clean line with how far we go with arguments and things like that. But as far as what I needed, because I always put myself second or third to everything and everybody. And at the beginning of this year, those who've been following me, I started to get into me and start doing things by myself because I wasn't used to it. I literally have separation anxiety. Separating from him, going places by myself, it feels weird. So I had to start intentionally doing it, right? Well, if I never fussed about it, never said nothing about it, then all of a sudden I'm gonna get an attitude because you don't do something that's not fair. No. We have to have a straight up conversation. Hey, babe, I know this been cool, but now what I'm needing, XYZ. Now he didn't always do it, but ever since we've been together, like every so many years, months, I would literally ask, hey, do you need anything from me that you didn't at first?
And I would say that was one of the most annoying things that I had ever experienced. Is why she would always ask me, what do you need from me?
Now that you didn't, because I always kept in mind, like, we're growing, we're evolving. So that's been from the beginning.
From the beginning.
After so much time, I would ask, and finally, it's like, look, and then he really wouldn't even really ask me back, but I would kind of make suggestions. And still, because I didn't require it, if he didn't do it, to me, it wasn't fair for me to get bent out of shape about it to the point where I had to just flat out, look, this is what I need from you. This is what I expect. This is what's okay. I understand this, but I don't like that no more. And he was open to it because of the way I presented it.
Because we are different.
Yes.
Men and women, we know there are differences with us, and there's just certain things that we are not built to do. There are certain mechanisms that women have, built-in mechanisms to do certain things, like love. Women have a built-in mechanism to love. Men, we got to be taught how to love. You know what I mean? Women have a built-in mechanism to express themselves. We got to be almost arm twisted to be able to do that. Now, as I got into the things of God, teaching, pastoring, all this kind of things or whatever, I got better at expressing myself and talking. But it's still a level of being sensitive, because sometimes when I developed that about, okay, well, let me just be honest and say this, I had to get a buffer with that because I got so direct, you know, to it was like,
right. And I'm like, first of all, and then I would get an attitude. I would get an attitude because how you just so blunt? Do you know what I really want to say to you? That if I said that to you, you couldn't handle the truth. No, just say it. Then if I just say it, then your feelings and everything hurt. And now we got a whole nother situation. So still treat me. This is what I need from you at this moment of time. And y'all, it was a couple of times where, see, I'm the type of woman, I have never prayed to God to ask to help my husband love me. I feel like that's natural. Just like it's certain sins that's in us that's naturally gonna come out, you loving me should naturally come out to me. So I'm not gonna pray, Lord, just help him be better husband. Nah, because there's certain things when you sign up to be a husband, you signed up regardless to do. Now,
this is true.
Certain things we work through mentally and emotionally, I pray about that, but I'm not gonna ask God, waste God's time nor mine, asking him to force him to do something that's not naturally in him to do. And so there was some hardcore moments where when I get quiet, he know that's a whole nother situation that he would come to me. And I would say, and then we're gonna answer the case question. I would say my husband, I've been blessed with, after a period of time, even if I don't say nothing, he come to me and the Holy Spirit and dealt with him and go all the way down the list of what he's been doing, how that's making me feel, how he's wrong, what his plan to do better next time. Does it change all the time in the past? No. This version of me, we can't keep having certain conversations. And thank God that he heard me those times. And I'm seeing progress each time in certain things we're not having to have a conversation about. So women making requirements and not suggestions is what we're obligated to. So
none of this is cap. None of this is cap.
Don't look into my nothing cap.
I'm just saying that none of
I don't know, right? Yeah, I think probably.
Okay, so it ain't me. I thought it was, I had a floater for a minute. But listen, none of this is cap. What it is that she's saying, there, you guys would not even believe some of the things that I have been said to me because of the stance that I have with my wife. First of all, I paid for this. Okay, I paid not only $47. I paid $47 and some change
for the marriage license, y'all.
27 years ago. Best investment I ever made in my life with this woman. But outside of that $47, I have paid through the school of hard knocks for what I have right now. And people on the outside looking in, because of how I deal with my wife, because of how I handle my wife. Again, like I said, I was raised with sisters who know the truth. I know how to handle women. So of course, when I get me a wife, she's going to be my queen and I'm going to handle her a certain way. I've had people say all kind of things, not be able to take how I deal with her. You know, well, she always going to be right. If she ain't lying, she is. Well, you know, you're going to take her side anyway. You doggone right I am. Oh, who else side I'm going to take? Now, she got to answer to the same God that I answer to, okay? So we know what we think. And if we ever felt like we were, the other person was seeing something wrong or doing something, not necessarily doing something wrong, because I'm happy to say my wife and I don't live no hellified life. We love Jesus for real. We love him if we're in the church. We love him here at the house. I understand this is his daughter. She understands that I'm his son. Okay, so we treat each other like that. Ain't no need of us having to fake anything. What we are is real, and I make no apologies for it. I've learned this stuff and I paid for what I have through the school of hard knocks. So when Arlene is talking about these things, and I ain't got to just look at the side of the head and wonder what she's going to say, that's because no cap. No cap. Okay. This ain't pretending. This is the real thing. And if you want to have a healthy relationship, working, business or otherwise, You're going to have to get selfishness out the game. Okay, I can say a whole bunch about it, but I'm just saying, I've been told a lot of things. I even was told one time, Pastor, I was told, you know what, Pastor Kent, it's a lot of people that I know will want to come to your church and join your church, but they just can't get with your wife. I said, then they ain't none of my members. Because if you can't get with the missus who ain't done nothing, who ain't done nothing to you,
that's the reason. It's a reason.
That's their reason for not joining my church, because of my wife who hasn't done anything. You listen, I don't, if I can get around pastor and demons, I'll go ahead and do that. Now I had to pastor son, okay? But if I can get past pastor and demons, I'll go ahead and do it. So thank you for sharing. You tell them good demons to stay exactly where they are. They'll be fine where they are. And some demons, I had to go ahead and give them the left-handed fellowship and say, hey, go grow somewhere else, okay? But I'm just saying, I've been told a lot of stuff because of how it is that I handle my godly, hardworking entrepreneur of a wife. So I paid for this. Okay, so none of this is cap. Just want to share that. All right, Kate, we're gonna go ahead and get to your questions because we didn't got the rolling. And okay, so she say, when would you all say your relationship got easier, learning how to adjust and deal with each other's ways?
I would say it was in phases.
It was
in phases because so we got married. So the quick version, we got married in 2000. From 2000, I would say to about 2004 was the most real roughest time.
Where if it was going
so
to
then it was like on the everything on the table.
Yeah.
So we worked through that. I would say from 2004 to 2007. It was some solidifying of some things that, you know, we study having. I'm sick of hearing, I'm sorry. Hey, this is what it is. Ain't even no answers for half of it. So what are we doing?
What are we doing?
We renewed our vows in 2007. So from 2007 to 2010, life pushed us closer together by some of the adversity that we were dealing with. And that's when some of the things that we argued about in that previous set of years start to make sense of why once we came together, what was the friction then with these outside interferences, right? So about 2013, he started the church.
Girl, you better go ahead.
I'm going go fast. So baby, listen, my life.
In the sunshine.
All right, look, for real. So by 2013, we're in a whole nother place.
Yes, sir.
We've grown to a certain extent. And now we took on responsibilities of a church everything that comes with that, right? So now we back almost to a whole new set of friction because now he's trying to navigate and manage being a pastor and husband. I'm still me with all my entrepreneurial abilities trying to help him manage this church. Folks want to come in and the church was in my house. You want to come in here with camel toes, okay? What they call them, moose knuckles now. You want to come out with Breast Awareness Month. You want to come in my house. Don't speak to me running up to the pastor.
No cap.
We not. No deal. No ma'am. No ma'am. We not. He had a singing ministry. Folks want to get up there. Boobs all out. Want to come when they want. I'm the one doing the production. So now they got an issue with me and don't want to sing with him because of me, because you can't come and go. Can't nobody say what I did to him, what I said to him. I said it nice. You just can't do what you want to do and come up here representing us like that, okay? We have people older than us on assignment.
Show enough, Cap. Show enough.
Folks older than us on assignment sent by the devil. And some of them may have came with good intentions, but of course, after sometimes you get into a situation, you see an opportunity, you try to take it. So some may have didn't have intentions, but we had to navigate through that. So I'll say from about 2013 to 2015, that's when, in 2013, I went through a deliverance to where the Lord had, because I had to at this point fend for myself, because this space was really hard for him. That's when the light bulb started clicking. Okay. So I would say right around in 13, 14, 15, we started to come together. 2016, we moved to Texas.
Now, I will say this, coming up on 2015, from the time we got married, from 2000 to 2015, we had never, ever lived alone.
Somebody,
Okay.
some people,
Somebody,
always
some
a house
people
full of
was
people.
always in our home, from us raising 8 foster kids to grown people. We always had people in our home. So we never had time alone. So as she stated, we juggling all of these things, trying to juggle what we feeling, what we dealing with. Now we got to juggle. Listen, ain't have no church full of people, but it was I guarantee you,
Baby, it
like,
wasn't full of, because
hold
all
on.
of them came with 5 or 6 people
About
inside
six-
of them.
It's about 6
Okay.
different ones.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of
You
them.
just didn't know which one was
Okay.
gonna show up
That
from
part.
Sunday.
It was a whole bunch.
That was a lot for young.
Yes.
Wait a minute, young. We talking about the end of our 20s, going into 30,
Yep.
doing these kind of things. So we had a lot, guys, that we had to juggle. It really came.
Yeah.
It really came.
And in that I wrote, and so in 16 I wrote my first book. That was a breaking point for me.
Mhm.
So as I settled into the woman that I was becoming, my husband, the man that he was becoming, us being able to come together, because we firmly believe a marriage ain't really about the two people. It's about two healthy individuals,
Right,
coming together, creating a healthy marriage, right?
This is true.
So if I'm not emotionally stable, mentally stable, ain't no way this finna work. And he could be 100% doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, vice versa,
Mhm.
right? So a lot of the spaces that we navigated through and respecting each other's space came through all of those hard knocks. Now I will rewind back in 2000, I think it was maybe 11 or 12. We did our first real business, the transportation company. Baby, that thing was together. However, we didn't have the resources to fully fund it. And that's the only why we had to pull out. Y'all, we were sending back $6,000-7,000 worth of rides
that we couldn't complete,
because we were providing transportation services for the state. So people, y'all know, you need a ride, you can call your Medicaid or whatever, pay for it. And so it just that was bigger than our capacity at the time, right? So he got to see me as an entrepreneurial, full-fledged, then me working 18-hour days.
Mhm.
And so I think then that's when it set in. I had my first business, I was 7. 14, I had a whole nother business, how I even got the main job that I had for almost 8 years. But that's when he saw me in my element. So as we moved here to Texas and getting into fingerprinting and all of that, I would say as far as us working together, still there was those tweaks where he think we should do this. And why you think that, based off of a consumer mindset versus the entrepreneurial mindset.
Right.
So then we at work together and he want to act like bae versus my partner.
No cap.
Right? So I would say probably about 2022, it got more. We had another milestone and was settled. And in that, we went through so much in 22, pushed us even closer together. 23, we coasted. 24, we freaking frat now. Like we do. It's like we in a rhythm now. Mm-hmm. We don't really clash on stuff like that no more. And he can take the truth a little better, because at this point it's excuses. It's not that you didn't know how to do something. So and you have every freaking resource you need to do what I need you to do. Why didn't you do it? I don't even got to really say it no more. So I hope that answered your question. That was a lot.
That was a lot. I'm sure it was.
And I hope I didn't go too fast.
So listen, for sake of time,
yes.
I know we normally would get our commercials, and I'm gonna kind of save those for the end, because we're gonna keep rolling. So I know we actually went through the studying her work style, asking her what she needs, and the third one I would say is adapting to her seasons. Understanding her needs might change depending on the season of her business, whether it's a launch or scaling or maintenance or maintenance phase. Flexibility is key. So I give an example. During the launch, she may need extra help managing household responsibilities, but in quieter times, she might just need encouragement or a sounding board, which I think I do a good job at that, encouraging my wife, because I see her do so. I see her do so much, but not only do I see her do so much, I see her endure a lot. And I stated this on last week, that when I see her, some of the stuff that I see her endure, a lot of times I find myself wanting to come in as the rescue. And I had to learn that literally God is doing something in her through each of those things that I've seen her actually work through, and I've seen her actually grow through. But as far as with the different, so now I'll give y'all a little insight of our home. The roles are kind of a little different. Okay, we both can do. There's certain things we both do, but then there's just things that we both don't do, and we just know that the other one do it. For example, my wife, of course, my wife can do laundry. Of course, my wife can clean her kitchen. She loves a clean kitchen. However, my wife really don't have to touch laundry because that's what I do. Therapeutic. My wife really don't have to touch dishes unless she's in there and she wants to. She use something and she wash it out because that's what I do. First of all, I got a whole lot of sermons washing dishes. Y'all, it's power in that water. I'm trying to tell y'all. So most of my earlier years, those sermons that I would preach and Bible study lessons I got with my hands in dishwater. Got a whole dishwasher. Still, I prefer to wash by hand because it's therapeutic for me. But there are things that Arletha does that if I challenge myself to do, could possibly do, but I don't want to do it. See?
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And these are the things that she does so well. So why would I do that? When I can just
and
allow
I asked him,
her.
do you want to switch? He don't want to.
No, ma'am. I don't want to switch. I like what I do because what I do is what I do. And I even to this day, there are things, and this is the thing, guys, in you growing together, husbands, it's okay. Think about after disagreements. Think about what you're thinking about. If I would have to say anything about myself, I think about what I'm thinking about. Of course, it is help to the 25th power, and that's cheating it, having the Holy Spirit, because he has a way of showing me myself like nobody else can. So when I just believe this, if I come back to you and I apologize or say I'm sorry, I believe that it is the person's responsibility who is apologizing to not only apologize, but actually to explain to the other person how what I've done could have made you feel. Now it's not just a dry, I'm sorry. And it also is a level of accountability to let your partner know, okay, he know exactly what it is that happened. He know exactly how it made me feel. So if this comes up again, not for you said that you said you understood. Now, if you're gonna pray about anything, pray about what could possibly be the thing that's causing this thing to repeat. If that makes sense to you, all. So again, as I said, adapt to her season, study her work style, ask her what she needs, and adapt to her seasons, okay, to be able to provide what it is she needs at the time and the season that she needed. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving.
So one of the most critical aspects of supporting an entrepreneurial wife is knowing when to operate as a business partner and when to show up as her husband. So Travis, can you elaborate on why this distinction is so important?
Absolutely.
Y'all, this stuff was real life scenarios.
Real.
Like, we really did experience all of this.
We really did. So blurring the lines between roles can, of course, going to create some unnecessary tension, and it can hurt both of us. It can hurt the business. It can hurt our relationship. So here's how I learned to navigate, and here's how you can navigate. Okay. So first of all, you want to recognize the context. So when she's in business mode, okay, so you got to approach her as a partner with logic, strategy, and solutions. In personal moments, you want to step back and focus on emotional connection. Okay. For an example, if she's venting about a client, ask if she wants you to give her feedback or if she just wants you to listen. As I stated earlier, jumping in, trying to be Mr. Fix-It might not be what she needs. She don't need you jumping in trying to be the husband.
And may I add to that?
Man.
At home, your honey-do list, you may never touch it. But if we're working and business partners, this affect our bread.
It does.
Okay, the money and the actual bread.
I need my
Okay, so you need to know how to separate when your wife, your partner is asking you to do something, because the truth is you don't act like that on your job. You meet every expectation, quota, requirement that they have of you, but then when you come and half behind, I said behind.
That was good.
Yeah. Come half behind your business that's supposed to be yours, and it's personal, especially when it's her vision that she fulfilling and just need a little bit of help from you, not even a whole lot. Just need you to care about a few things. I always tell them my 100% may weigh 500 pounds. His 100% may only be 100 pounds. Both of them are at what? 100%.
And need it.
So that's all I require. Give it your all. I don't expect you to do as much as I do. I understand I have a supernatural ability that the average person does not have. However, I know what you can do, and I'm seeing what you do outside of this house. I see what you do for other people. Why don't you do that for me? Right? So now that's where the lines are blurred. And in this scenario, we actually had to have a meeting with somebody. And the person was coming kind of strong, y'all. And I already was emotionally and mentally prepared for how I'm finna navigate this space. But my husband showed up.
I wasn't ready.
And I could feel his energy ready to defend me. And I literally had to look at him and say, hey, I need my business partner, not my husband. Because we got to think logically. We cannot emotionally make any decisions concerning this situation. We need to think about everything pertaining to this, so this can go the way we need it to go, and not focus on what the person is doing, how they making us feel, and allowing them to trigger us and us emotionally sabotage ourselves. So I need my business partner. He adjusted immediately. And we were able to get through that situation and get where we needed to go concerning it.
It gets easier
because he was able to receive that from me. Though again, wives, is about how we say it.
Yeah,
it's how we say it, you know. And so go ahead.
And you know what? It is about how you say it, but if you say something key too, husband, it's about how we receive it as well. Because if you think about it, why are you saying it like this? Well, what are we talking about? If you think about it, recognize the context. Why is she saying what she's saying to me? When she said it to me about, I don't need my husband, I need my business partner, first thing in my mind said, what you mean you don't need me? You do need me. No, listen, Joker. She didn't say she don't need you. She said she don't need her husband. So now you need to think about that and hear what is she saying. Okay, all right. Because I remember saying this a lot of times to some of my family members, siblings included. I can be a lot more useful to you as a man of God than your brother. Because see, there were a lot of things that people would benefit off of Minister Kent. A lot of things people benefited off of Pastor Kent. You could benefit off of him if you take him out of that main box.
And I used to have to tell him, look, I don't need Pastor Kent right now. Right. I need Travis.
Exactly.
I need Travis to help me figure this out. I need Travis to help me address this situation.
It's roles. You got to know the roles.
Thank you, man of God. God bless you. Good night. I need Travis right now. Okay, Adam. Okay, please and thank you. Literally. We used to have, and y'all, we had a conversation this morning where we are celebrating 8 years in December. So ever since last year, I had this ideal of what our celebration is gonna. Our business, yes. What our celebration is gonna be like. So it's getting close to. We talking it through, and I mentioned it this morning, and he said, "I said I want to do it here, but I just need to, I'm tossing around, just talking about it, needing a sounding board." And then he comes with, "Oh, I know where we can do it at." And I said, "Where?" He said, "It's gonna be a surprise."
It's a surprise.
And
I'm trying to figure out why.
And I said, so now I gotta be careful because he's trying to surprise me. Guess what? That's a nice gesture. So I don't want to offend him, but in my head, like, what you mean surprise?
Y'all know how
Okay.
y'all do these wives.
So I said, babe, so like, okay, you saying surprise.
So
It's
here she
surprise.
go.
He said, trust me.
Hold on, before that she go. What's the dress code?
I'm like, what we gotta dress like?
So I'm knowing now with these little bitty questions that's leading up. Is one question about it. So I'm like, okay, why don't you let this thing go? Like, just trust me.
And so I said, okay, that's not fair. Because this is not about me not y'all. This was a whole conversation this morning. Getting out the bed. I'm like, this ain't a thing of me not trust you, and that's not fair that you say don't trust you. I said, I'm the one been having the idea of what this looks like. It all depends on how we dress. I want this to be a certain way. This ain't some big blown out thing, but I want it to go a certain way. So depending on where you talking about going, how we got to dress, what the place gonna be like, that dictates everything. So then he was like, well, so then now we got to go back and forth on what he meant by don't trust. But you said don't trust you, and we on that. So then finally he pulled out and said, you know what, you're right. I said, babe, hold on. Is an appropriate time to surprise somebody, and then is other instances, don't try to surprise them on this particular thing. This ain't a time to try to surprise somebody. And he agreed, and so he showed me the place. It's lovely, but in his mind he was saying for us to go on a romantic dinner. Well, if we're on a romantic dinner, I don't want to talk about work. Well, we here celebrating work, so guess what we're gonna talk about? Work.
You hear what Kay said? Let that man surprise you.
Surprise me, just not for this. Surprise me at the thing that we going to do, but don't hijack the whole thing for a whole year. You ain't had nothing to say about it, no input, ain't asked me no color scheme, no nothing, and we get 2 weeks from it, and you want to surprise me. So now I got to relinquish all of the planning that I've been doing. So you can surprise me on a date.
Now, you hear what it is that she's saying, right? This is her mind. Her mind is calculating this.
Yes.
All right. Now, y'all know it's a totally different thing how a man mind is calculating. So this issue we have now. Because her mind is calculating and then mine is calculating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while hers is calculating, in her calculations, a whole bunch of questions come out of it. Okay.
Because what's this finna mean? What's it gonna look like?
In my calculation, a whole bunch of questions come up, question mark, because I'm not understanding why you ain't trying to let me be great. Why you don't want me to be great? Okay, I just want to be great. I call myself trying to step in and do something. The thing was the context was missing.
Yes.
Because even though she was sharing with me that there was going to be some changes for the business anniversary celebration, my mind went to, we will celebrate. So now I'm thinking, oh, this would be a good time for me to take her there. The only problem was that is not a celebration of what it is that she's been planning as far as with the business. So that's how it happens, guys.
And yeah, this was where he's going to take me. We're gonna make sure we take some pictures. It's very romantic, quiet, candlelit.
Romantic.
You know, this ain't the space for that. Like, this ain't, because of what you do to celebrate your business. It ain't quiet. It ain't lights down. It's not that. You know what I mean? So let's do this and then maybe change clothes and go to what you're talking about. But this ain't that.
I don't want to do that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, don't just hijack it and then get in your feelings because I'm asking questions on what you mean. And was I graceful? Tell the truth.
You were very graceful.
And so I wasn't trying to be critical.
No.
And I'm like, here we go.
But see, this is the thing. I've learned my wife. My wife, instead of just coming out saying certain things, she asks questions.
Because I don't want to.
These questions keep coming. I'm like, okay, I done done something. I done done something because I just got 3 questions back to back. Y'all, when I know I'm in trouble, it's questions. Baby,
so I'm trying to understand.
Why did you do so and so?
No, is it a reason you put this right here?
Is it a reason that you did that?
Because I want to understand.
Literally, every time she says, is it a reason? I'm like, oh Lord. I know I've done something. Say, is it a reason that you're like?
And then he give it, and I'm like, okay, so. And then I ask something.
Yeah, follow-up question. Okay, so now, in light of that, I'm like, wait a minute.
So moving forward. So moving forward, baby, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
can we I totally understand. I acknowledge his thought process, but moving forward, can we do it like this? And the reason is XYZ. Right?
Listen, no cap. I'm telling you, go just in that order.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Okay. So moving forward.
Because wait, okay, don't do it no more. Or why would you do that? That's our argument language. I'm really not trying to argue, but I'm trying to like, come on.
I'm just telling you, I don't care how smooth it is. I know I get in trouble so smooth.
Now let me ask you this, because see, you see what Kay say. Us women always want to be in control. Do you feel like it's a control thing and be 100% and you will not get in trouble? Now they tell the kids to cuss and say every cuss word you want to say. Do you feel like I'm controlling in these instances? Or period? Tell the truth.
I don't feel like you are controlling.
Be honest, and you ain't gonna get in trouble when we hang up. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna take you home and beat you.
Please, no.
We being transparent.
No, you know that. No, I would say at some juncture, maybe years ago, I thought about. I'm like, dang, she's just trying to controlling that a little bit. But that's because I didn't know what you actually were doing. And, I think about a lot. So I would not say that I have a controlling wife. I don't feel like you control.
See, I thank you, because that is not the goal. Certain things, I just know. My thing is this: I always give opportunity for you to be included in a project or a conversation.
Because I can know that it's going on and don't choose to be a part.
So then if you don't have much to say, you ain't contributing nothing to this conversation, then it's tomorrow and you got so much to say today.
I used to do that.
Yeah, or you want to change stuff at the last minute. Bruh, no sir, why?
Like, why did you do that?
And then you want to act like I'm freaking out.
And it was why, because I had just showed up.
Yeah, don't even know what's going on.
I was presently absent before. I was there for every conversation. I was there physically, but I was not there mentally. I was presently absent. And then all of a sudden, the day of, I showed up. And it was like, what are we doing next?
Okay, let's do this, let's do that. And I'm like, bro, thank you, but no thank you. I got it.
Listen, so what we didn't listen, guys. We have other points. Guess what? And I didn't get to share them. So
let me see what we got left.
Oh no, too many. I don't mind. We can pick it up. We can pick it. We can pick it up next week. We can.
Okay.
So I got about eight more things to help.
Was this helpful, guys?
Y'all better say this was helpful.
Let's see.
Whether or not you tell the truth, I know it was helpful. It's helpful if you let somebody do it.
Okay, that is true. It does, and I've accepted that, because at first it's like, don't make excuses for them. But I accept that, and I also respect it, which is why a lot of our processes, I put them in place so to give him that space to be himself and meet my expectations at the same time. So only way it doesn't work for both of us is if he don't utilize his resources that he have, because at this point is excuses. It's not a thing that you didn't know or you couldn't do it, or you couldn't figure out how to do it. It's too many resources that give you flat out. And baby, I got SOPs all up and through here.
Oh, you got SOP for how to boil water.
Listen, phone numbers to call. In our industry, you cannot make a mistake because you'll mess somebody up.
Yeah.
So it's no excuse. So and then I made it where if I ask for something, automatically it's a 72-hour window. So I ain't micromanaging. I really appreciated that. Right. I even got a platform, a task manager for him to just, as he want to do it, go do his stuff. I could see I don't even necessarily even got to ask him if he used the resource. So if you're not using the resource, where you leave me at, now you're making me manage you, grown person. I don't want to do that, because now it's personal, because it's you who making me manage you and not somebody I done hired outside who gonna do what people do. You see what I'm saying? So it turns into a whole nother thing. So yes, we have to know where each other are, respect each other's spaces. But since we're talking about the husbands supporting the wives, please take these tips because these have gotten us through where we are today. And I think we work very well together. We're still growing. Is everything perfect? No. But I think we do have a solid system.
We do.
I feel like we're in a healthy place.
Very much so.
We're able to communicate and be honest. And one last thing, you got to have somebody outside of y'all that you can trust.
This is true.
To be a sounding board.
This is true.
That the kids can trust. Okay, because sometimes whatever you can't say to each other, this is someone who both of y'all trust.
Right.
And has not done anything to break that trust. That can kind of help you. We ain't always have that.
Matter of fact, I will say that was just this year 24.
Yes.
Year 24 is the first year. I'm telling y'all, I done had pastors. We had nobody.
Yes.
Really, that we had one person, one lady that we could go to who was about us as individuals.
Yes.
Okay. She only dealt with us as individuals, sweet to both of us. I couldn't say nothing bad about my wife. My wife couldn't say nothing bad about me to her. She was just nurturing to us. Okay. So just now in this year, understanding that sometimes you need somebody else that you can talk to, as she stated, that you can trust. Not that you talking bad about each other, because there's nobody.
Because first of all, when you trust them, they ain't finna let you.
They're not gonna let you talk bad
about the
there you
person.
Go.
Say what you gotta say, but what we not finna do is that.
Exactly.
Okay, say your piece. And it's somebody that has proven to be neutral.
Yes.
Right?
And gonna tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is. And if you tripping, you tripping.
Even if she get on your nerves saying it.
And I think the reason we didn't have that all the way up to now is because we were not where we are.
This is true.
And this is the thing. I know me. When I'm done with something, I'm done with it. And that's easy for me to do, but hard at the same time because I'm that way, I give stuff chances.
Right.
Because I know once I say that's it. I don't hold grudges, but guess what? I don't talk about you. I don't think about you. I'm done with it, and it's gonna piss me off that we talking about it right now. Why is this even a conversation at this point? I know me. So being that I'm growing and evolving and connecting myself, and I know what I want, I know what I don't like. I know I have to be very careful to not go into a place
right
concerning, especially if I'm gonna fight for anything, it's gonna be this. Right. That I need to be sure of and be able to air out my feelings at this version of me, because if we're having a conversation and got to get somebody involved, it's because, okay, at this point, and then we're all the way down, and it's like those breaks. It ain't even screeching. It's shooting sparks from it. It just got down to that, right? And it's somebody that he know, and the same person that he could talk to that's going to get me together.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So this a person that's going to tell it how it is, and both of y'all respect them enough to respect what they have to say.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know that's hard to come back because it took us how many years? 27 years to get that.
Yeah.
But we have
24 years to get to a place where we would allow somebody to do that. I would say that.
Yeah.
Because that is healthy. Because we do push that people need to have people to talk to. You need to have a psychiatrist or something. You need something. What is Clarissa saying? Travis like and shit. Oh, thank you so much, baby.
Okay, baby, you talk. That's all. Listen, you might as well post it on social media if you tell some of these folks up in the church, baby.
That's a whole nother.
Baby, that's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother episode. You're right.
But the key part to what Arlita said again, as we get ready to wrap up,
this was
is
good.
Trusting whoever it is. You know what I mean? And like I said, we don't mind coming to this point to share because we don't really have anything to hide. We've always been transparent.
Yeah.
But it's about being real, because to your point, Kay, it's so hard to find, but you got folks sitting up in church right now that ain't got it together, and marriages are dying because people not getting this. You know what I mean? And
I'm gonna slide this in before we hang up, because in the church we've been socialized to have warped relationships.
We have.
Do y'all know how many conversations I done had about what the wife's supposed to be, what the wife's supposed to do? We ain't got no kids. They want to pull me up in front of the church to pray for my womb like I'm broken.
Right.
How y'all know it ain't him? You pray for both of us.
Right.
Don't just come praying for me.
Because we've seen it. We've experienced
it. And it's so embarrassing. I'm like, I don't want no kids. Quit praying for me.
It's humiliating.
It is.
To where when you get to a point where folks like, okay, do you want kids? Like, nah.
Now, how many conversations you got pulled to the side about what kind of husband you're supposed to be to me?
Never.
I can tell y'all countless conversations.
Never.
They done whipped out scriptures on not being a silly wife, not tearing down your house. How you supposed to be when you all kind of stuff, even down to giving them some, all of that.
Yeah.
And now one conversation on how he's supposed to be, but guess what? He was taught how to serve the church.
Yeah.
And the word of God said, "I'm your first church."
Mm-hmm.
He didn't catch on to that till what? 2014.
Hold on.
Y'all listen. Listen.
That was the best thing the Lord. I ain't gonna say the best thing he ever said. That was a turning point for my life. When the Lord let me know, he chin checked me. He said, "You concerned with the church, that church." He said, "That church is mine." He said, "But you failing at your church. That's your church." He said, "You pastor your church, you minister to your church, and I will help you. I will help you pastor my people." And when I got that, y'all, I'm telling you, I got so free. I think I got more liberated in what I had to say, and because I was like a person, I want no confrontation or whatever. I got so liberated, and then God literally, He's just started blessing us in a whole nother way, because I, as the husband, shifted my mentality to recognize that this is my first church, this is my wife, and how I dealt with her. So I make no apology. There are a lot of things that we experience now, even in the church today. There are a lot of things that happen right now as far as with men and what men are supposed to do. There are comments that people make about men and how men praise God. And I tell anybody this: I am a 47-year-old, 200+ pound man. I cry like my Lord Jesus. I praise with everything I have. I give it everything I got. And I am a man's man. I got one woman, one set of hips that I'm happy with. I don't need nobody else's. But there is a missing link when it comes down to men being in the church and being made to feel like having any type of sensitivity or being sensitive is a form of weakness. And I'm telling you, it's not. It will save a lot of y'all marriages when you stop making the man feel like if he cry, he's weak. If he praise God, he's weak. And who the heck showing up at prayer meetings, having prayer meetings, and the men ain't praying? Where they do that at? Mm-hmm. Well, we supposed to be crying out to God, but ain't nobody crying out to him. I know how to cry out to my God. You hear me? And the times we living in now, if you ain't got a man, you better not get one that don't know how to cry out to God. And if you got a man, you better be praying that he learn how to cry out to God on behalf of his household, mm-hmm. and on behalf of his wife and his business partner and his first church. That church, amen.
Amen. Boo man, go back to the studio and play your drums, okay? Go ahead on. You dismissed.
What did he say?
Man ain't never the problem.
You
go on back to the studio session and work on our new music that you complained about last week. Go on. You dismissed. What Kay said?
She said, why are the men, married men, so scarce in the church? We can save that for next segment. You know what?
I see what y'all trying. You're trying to have a okay.
Hey, trying to be slick. There is a reason, but I really just touched on it now. The good thing about it is some of those other points that I'll be giving out next week. We're definitely going to talk about that. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I am qualified to talk about it. You don't just brush over 27 years.
Yeah.
You don't brush over that. 27 years, this is the longest thing I ever held on to. 27 years, you don't just do that. Ain't no mm-hmm. lightweight stuff, okay? So we know what it is we're talking about here, and we know what it takes to last. We know what it means to do what you got to do, and know what you have, and know who you have, and put the time in. Let me tell you something. If I have a thought in my mind, if it's something that'll cause me to lose my wife because of something I'm doing, I'm fixing it. I ain't studying you. You hear me?
That's why I respect Judge Mathis.
I ain't studying what you talking about. But right, hats off to Judge Mathis. Wait a minute. And the sister talking about leaving? Nah, I'm good on y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm finna go fix mine. He said he'll bend over backwards for her. Excuse me if you don't know what a healthy relationship is. You ain't had none the past 3 or 4 months. Maybe if you knew how to do certain things that we talking about, you hold on to something. So when we talk what we know. Okay. Yep. Anyway, we thank y'all. Hold on, we done went over 15 minutes. Y'all, that's y'all fault. We sorry. What she say? Okay, Big Travis, I love when you get serious about her. Listen. You can do whatever you say, whatever you want to say about Travis. My uncle's talking about that. You can say whatever you want to say about Travis. Travis be all right. I don't care. I look at you, laugh, and walk up on this. Now you want Travis, you want the good Reverend Doctor, Pastor, Preacher go to jail.
I love you too, baby.
Mess with this one here. He going to jail. She gonna get him out.
Vice versa.
Okay, he going to jail. I'm telling you, he gonna need bail money, and he going. And I look at the camera and say, "Hey, I won't be at work tomorrow. Y'all tell Super I will be at work tomorrow." I see you on Wednesday. I don't play. But thank you for pointing that out. Again, as we get ready to go, for those who are new timers, if you want to be our guest, you got some knowledge that you want to share, please be our guest. We invite you to come and share your level of expertise. We are here every Monday at 7 p.m. On Mind Your Business Monday. Go ahead. No.
And we're going to pick up, because there was some more he wanted to share. We're going to pick up next week where we left off. So bring your friends, bring the couples, invite the husbands, invite the wives. Some of y'all who are part of youth, marriage singles ministries, invite them on. Marriage ministries, invite them on, and we're gonna continue to be transparent and share some of the things that helped us get to where we are today. And we'll be honest. Yeah.
Now that's what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna never lie to you, okay? We're gonna be honest. Is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
So, as we always say, we want you to know that growth does not have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just about seeing growth seeing opportunities where others don't. Remember that success is a journey. It is not a destination. So keep moving, keep learning, keep improving. And until next week, remember to mind your business. We'll see y'all later.
Tell somebody, mind your business. Look at somebody and say, mind your business.